So my quick question for you, because these roof rails
I
are
knew he was
standard.
I knew he was going to ask that. What we found is this was kind of an oops thing.
The popular iconic Silver Shadow Teardrop trailer is back. The Little Guy team spent years making sure they got this camper just right before they brought it back to market. Let me know what you think. Did they take this classic trailer and make it better, or should they have left it as it was? As usual, stick around to the end of this walkthrough as I'll be sharing my thoughts on this Little Guy Shadow, both pros and cons to help get the conversation started.
We'll go ahead and get started talking here about the brand new Little Guy Shadow. This has the Rough Rider package on it. Bigger tires and wheels. We put a lift on it. It gives the trailer a little bit of an attitude. And if you're out going in some remote areas, you'll be just fine with the off-road package here, called the Rough Rider. Now the sides is all what's called an Asdale. Basically what that means, it's a synthetic product. It's very lightweight, it's a green product, it has a higher R value, but there's no wood in there. So, you know, it does cost a little bit of money to use these really nice components, but it keeps it light and you don't have to worry about, you know, moisture, mold, mildew, all the things you don't want in a camper. So, and then the aluminum caging. This structure, if I could peel the top off here, you would see 2x2s of aluminum going across with foam block insulation packed in there. So why is that? Well, it's for weight. You know, things made out of aluminum are light, and so we're trying to be light, but it does cost a little bit more money. So the old saying is you get what you pay for. It's about over 7.5 feet wide. It's around 1,700 pounds. And first of all, you're gonna see like, wow, look how tall this is. I'm over 6'2", and I got plenty of room to stand underneath here. You're not gonna hit your head. So this gives you a lot of clearance. Up here, we have a lot of storage. So you can put all of your items up there that you're gonna cook or whatever you're gonna do. You never have too much storage in a camper, so we try to utilize our space and make sure that we have all the space you could possibly need. We have a sink right here. Now we have a cover on here, which is nice because now this countertop is really big and you can see that. So take this off and now you have your traditional sink here. Do your dishes. There is a 10-gallon freshwater tank in here, which is really nice. So you can do that. This material here is, I don't know the exact name of it, but it can get wet all day long and nothing will happen to it. So it's a really, really good countertop. Your Dometic stove. You've got 2 burners. You got plenty of room to have 2 pans on there. Here's your controllers to come back here and do your cooking, or if you would like to do this, I like this feature a lot. This is a very large workstation. A lot of the customers now, they'll have an Instapot, or they'll have a microwave, or they'll have a air fryer. So we let the customers kind of choose what they want to put over here to use for their cooking, whatever they prefer, and we have a power outlet here. So they have all kinds of room here to prepare their meals, cook, or do whatever they want to do. You never have too much space either. So here you have your workstation, ceiling lights, your ambient lighting, your pump, another charging here for 12 volt. So this is your little control center. Here we got a 12-volt cooler that slides out. It's a Coleman. Plenty of room in there to put in your hamburgers, hot dogs, or whatever you're going to have for dinner that evening. And then it just slides back here and locks into place. Storage, again, the cabinetry. I'll talk about the woodworking. You know, we have the windows, woodworking, dovetail construction here. We use very high-end woodworking in all of our campers. So it's not the cheapest, but it's very high quality, and that's what people are looking for. They want quality campers that are going to last a long time, not just 6 months. So back underneath here, there's your 10-gallon water tank, your pump, some of your plumbing. That houses all of that, but you can even actually store some things in there if you want to do that. We do have a 2-inch receiver rack on the back. If you want to bring bikes or whatever you can fit in there, you can. We've got our stabilizer jacks that come down to make it stable so it doesn't move around on you when you're in there sleeping or working in there. These clamps here are to shut the rear hatch. That's what that's for. So you have one here and you have one here. And then when you bring down the rear hatch, you know, it will lock into place. That's the purpose of those latches. And back here you can see there's got some really nice lights on the back. We've got the LED lights here. You'll notice there's a really large diamond plate box up front here, which is going to house your propane tank. It's going to house your battery, and you actually have room here for another battery. So you have two batteries, 2x3 tubular steel frame, and of course the window here. This version of the brand new little guy Shadow, we have a window that actually opens and closes. It's dual panel, it's acrylic, it's insulated. All of our products have that feature. Keeps it warm, keeps it cool, reduces any condensation, and it keeps it quiet. You have your signature screens, and you have your blinds for privacy. But you're coming around here, the size of this door, it's actually amazing. Look how big that is. Tons of room to get in and out of here. In fact, you slam this, you can, it's like shutting a Mercedes door. Big doors, big windows, lots of light that you're going to get in here, natural light. I mean, they open up like this. So if it's raining, you can have this open, which is really nice because the way we've designed the window here. And then you have your screen, and you have your shade. Back over here, we have an exterior light, which is nice, especially when you get into the campground at night. And if you want to take the TV, which we'll get inside later, but you can actually hang that TV out here for tailgating or whatever you want to do, watch a movie if it's nice. But now you have your HDMI and your cable jacks you can plug in here, and we have a power. So you get your 110 plugs there as well if you want to have power outside of the trailer. Obviously, you know, you have this very industrial, you know, you want to climb up here to get off a canoe or a kayak or with a paddle board. This actually has a 100-watt solar panel up top here. You can see that as well. I'm under 230 pounds, so you can see it held me up there just fine. Here is a mount to put a grill. So if you want to cook outside, you can hang one of those grill mounts here. And we run our propane line, so you can plumb into propane. On this side, we do have a cable jack. So if you go into a campground and you want to watch cable TV, it's already prepped for it. This is a mounting. There's a table that actually will mount here if you want to have extra space. I'll get into that a little bit more as we go inside of the unit. We have an external line here if you want to have a shower outside here. You want to hose off the dog or hose the sand off your feet. It's all right here for you. I think we thought of everything when we did this trailer. It's been under design and development for quite some time now. This is your fresh water to fill up the tank. I call this the cowbell. Excuse me, the cowbell. This is the exhaust for your air conditioner. So there is a nice air conditioner in here, and these are the exhaust to pull the heat out. That's what that's for. Again, you've got the really nice fenders here. Got an external light out here. And also this here is a little door stopper, so when you open the door, you don't come back and damage the unit. It stops it from hit banging. So thought about that. And again, listen to this. I love that. If you want to put an aftermarket solar panel on here, it's already wired for it. The wiring harness is in there. You just plug it in, set the panel up. Now this does have a 100-watt panel on already. If you want more solar, or if you got a trailer that didn't have solar as an option, you can go ahead and do it aftermarket. That's a real nice thing. Again, we have the Keter rail on here. That interfaces with the aftermarket screen rooms, tents, and awnings.
So how does that work? Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
It's an aluminum channel that we put on at the factory. It's factory installed, so you don't have to worry about that. But what it does allow you to open up the usable space. And what you do is you have a screw here, and you have a screw here. You pull out that rubber seal, that comes out, that's cosmetic. And then you can have a visor, you can have an awning, you can have a tent that you can interface to go in here, and it ties it on. And then you have all this extra room outside for getting out of the sun or cooking outside or doing whatever you want to do. So it's prepped from the factory, and it is on both sides.
So my quick question for you, because these roof rails are standard.
I knew he was going to ask that.
Have you guys looked at Teardrop Shop yet to make a version for this that breaks up where those roof rails are?
So what we found is this was kind of an oops thing. If you get it without the roof rack, then you're golden, you're fine. Mm-hmm. There is another product that's going on the Teardrop shop that actually attaches with suction cups,
Okay,
and it does everything you need it to do.
perfect.
So maybe I'll say on there, if you go to Teardrop shop, you can see how these products interface with the trailer. Okay, so this is the exciting part. We're gonna go inside of this. Now, you'll notice something a little bit different. There's actually a table here, and there's a place to sleep over here. So off the get, I'm sitting up in here in the couch configuration. I got plenty of headroom, and I got a table here. So a lot of our customers say, I want to be able to be on the road and work remote, work mobile. So now if you want to put your laptop on here, you can do what you do with the laptop, or you can eat, or you can do whatever you want. You have all this space here with this very large window. You even have this here pulls out. You want some more storage there to put your phone on. So this has the drop floor, as you can see. All these panels lift up and there's storage. So this is called the semi-couch configuration. Now we're going to maneuver this around a little bit and show you some other things you can do with the inside of this, but it's very versatile. I mean, you have your charging station here, USB 12 volt 110. You have a ton of storage back here. You have your cup holders here. You're having a drink. And over on this side over here, you have the same thing. You got dual charging stations. So if you need power, we all need power today with our phones and all that. You always got to be charging. So we thought of that. Got this really nice window here. I mean, call it the Stargazer. You can have it open with the screen, or you can shut the blinds. But I tell you what, you have this window, and the other window here, all opened up with the screens. You got tons and tons of cross ventilation. It's great. Cabinetry, storage. Up here, you have storage there, storage here, storage here. Here's your air conditioner. We talked about that a little bit. There's a remote for that, and it vents outside over those silver cowbells we spoke about. Got your entertainment system here. Over there, you have your radio. Solar charger is right there, so you can monitor what it's doing to the battery. More power, and you got your power converter up there. Of course, you've got your fan here. If you want to pull some air out of here, you can do that. Fire extinguisher over there. And so yeah, this is pretty cool. So this is one configuration. Couch configuration. You're on one side. The other person can sit over here. Plenty of room. Very comfortable. This is a unique feature because most teardrop trailers don't have this drop floor and this features, and we do. It just makes it functional. There's a lot of functionality in this camper that the more you dig into it, the more you see. It's like, wow, this has been very, very well thought out.
And for the tall guys, this is a deep drop, right?
Yeah, it's a deep drop.
It's giving you like your ergonomics. Look at that. Like that's a natural sitting position.
Yep, it's just very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
So you have three configurations. You got the full bed, which we'll get to. This configuration, obviously, we'll call it the work floor plan, the actively working or eating floor plan. And then you can have one table up and you can have a mattress over here. So if you're by yourself, you got a place to sleep all the time and you have your little table set up all the time. It's just a very, very efficient. This is a sleeping configuration for two people. Plenty of room to lay down. It's larger than your traditional queen. So 64 by 80, very large sleeping area. So you got plenty of room to go to sleep.
And you said good for two, but I mean, if you have kids, we like to remind people at home, you roll off the edge of a queen bed. So a queen actually lives larger in a camper because you can sleep up to the sides.
Sure. Yep.
So this is a lot of space.
Yes, a ton of space. So under the mattress here, you'll see, there's storage here. This panel opens up. That panel opens up. This opens up here and over there. So for stuff that maybe you won't be getting every day, like self-protection type stuff or fishing tackle or flashlights or things that you're not going to get all the time in and out, that's a good place to store things, and it's a hidden area so people can't see it.
Pros. I really appreciate the mounts for extra tables and prep space outside. Like I mention often, prep space is a limited resource when it comes to teardrop trailers. The more, the merrier. And while on this subject of tables, the drop floor and table mounts on this trailer make more sense than any trailer I have been in. For a solo traveler, this would allow you to have your bed and table set up full time. What this means is no tearing down the bed to set up the table and vice versa. If you've done this before, you know how quickly that honeymoon wears off. Most manufacturers put that table mount dead center, eliminating any chance of having your cake and eating it too. Next is that clean, simple galley. While some of these mass-manufactured trailers tend to go overboard on the galley, I really like how clean and simple Little Guy kept theirs. It's beautiful, timeless, and functional. I also like how they kept this trailer at garage height, even for those of us with shorter than average garage doors. Now for those cons. Joe talked a lot about weight saving, but this trailer isn't exactly light. Compared to a Camp-In 550 model, which weighs about 800 to 1,100 pounds, this trailer is 1,760 pounds. That's a lot heavier. The tongue weight is also heavier, 203 pounds on the Silver Shadow versus 130 to 160 pounds, depending on how you configure the trailer, for the Camp-In trailer. This makes a big difference, especially if you plan to move the trailer by hand. However, it is worth noting that the Silver Shadow is about 3 inches taller than the Camp-In. Finding obvious cons for this trailer is tough. As Joe mentioned, him and his team really took time to think this trailer through. So instead of cons, let's talk trade-offs. The beautiful wood under the bed, while gorgeous, adds a lot of weight to this trailer. Replacing it with composite materials would not only save weight, but would also help eliminate those future moisture issues associated with wood floors under your bedding area. Remember, teardrop trailers are small and moisture management is crucial. Next, I love this galley configuration, but keep in mind the impacts of a robust water system. The sink, 10-gallon water tank, and water pump take up space. This ultimately reduces the number of usable cabinets, amount of prep space, and just overall storage solutions. For some, running water is a must. But I know many of you actually prefer the extra space instead. I wouldn't mind seeing a dry option for this trailer. And that leads me to my next point. I also wouldn't mind seeing a pared down version of this trailer. The original Silver Shadow was bare bones and simple. The new Little Guy Shadow has entertainment systems, AC, Bluetooth radios, sinks and faucets, and exterior TV mounts. While I understand the demographic Little Guy is targeting here, I would wager there probably is another demographic out there who would also benefit from this quality built trailer, but prefer a more stripped down, lower priced, more in line with the original Silver Shadow model. If you like this trailer, you're going to want to check out this video here on the left, which is a walkthrough of the Tag trailer from New Camp. A very similar trailer, but with different offerings. As usual, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next episode.